Well, let's move on to look at the topic that we were discussing earlier with Hannah Thomas-Peter in the show about those 5 companies who are suing governments around the world for a potential loss of profit because of climate action policies. So should governments be responsible for compensating loss of businesses or even jobs? I mean, what do you think about this, Mohamed? I mean, energy companies suing governments for the damage that their policies are having on their bottom line. They've got a point.
No, actually, they don't. Energy companies suing governments for enacting climate policies. It's like a drug dealer suing a former addict for choosing to quit, for example, heroin. It's just ridiculous. We've got ourselves addicted to fossil fuels, and if we don't stop this dirty habit, it will kill us. Rewarding companies that have got us into this mess is absurd. I think instead, what we need to see is governments, and especially governments, in climate vulnerable countries, who should be suing these companies for reparations for causing the climate crisis in the first place, not these companies at all.
But you've also got to consider, haven't you, Jen, the pretty ruinous impact that when a government decides to put an industry into managed decline, the impact that has on the regions that were dependent on that particular industry. We saw it, didn't we, in the 80s under Margaret Thatcher's move to remove manufacturing, basically, from our economy.
Government should support workers, but that's not the same as supporting companies. I mean, I'm sitting in Wales. We know what an unjust transition looks like when an industry collapses and there's no plan. So we need a plan for a just transition that can involve retraining, that can involve some safety nets to make sure that workers can have high quality jobs that help climate proof the future. But I mean, fossil fuel companies are the most profitable companies on the planet, and they already get taxpayer money through subsidies. They don't need more of our money, but the workers might need help and probably will need help in finding high quality jobs of the future.
Yeah, I mean, retraining, reskilling is going to be essential. Would you agree with that, Mohamed?
Yes, I think we need a just transition towards environmentally sustainable economies and societies. At the end of the day, I think we need to tackle environmental, social, and economic problems in a coherent and integrated manner. I think a just transition of the workforce and also creating decent work, but also quality jobs, I think is crucial so that we can be able to ensure public support for the long-term emissions reductions and climate resilient development we want. At the end of the day, what we're all working towards is actually delivering a healthy environment for all of us. And if the process is going to require that we actually transition away from high carbon jobs, I think what we need to ensure is actually participatory and representative processes where we have social dialogues with workers and we can actually be able to assure them that they won't lose in the transition. In fact, they will gain and will have more jobs going around.
OK, well, we are out of time, I'm afraid. It's fascinating talking to both of you, hearing your perspectives there. Mohamed Adow and Jen Allan, thank you very much indeed for your time on Sky News this evening.